Grand rising to all of my kings and queens doing tremendous things. I am Altitude representing Building Never Minds, the hip hop workshop, and I'm renovating minds one rhyme at a time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on the latest and greatest content. In this video, I know it's been a little while, but I want to get back to the essence of this channel, which is music, culture, and lifestyle. And we've had a lot of music and culture coming up in our lifestyles right now, i.e. the Kendrick and Drake thing. So excluding Drake aside, because we already know what the issues are going on with that. We already know what the beef was and all of that. I don't want to rehash that and talk about that. I specifically want to talk about this past Super Bowl performance. The dust has settled. The smoke is cleared. Let's talk about it. Was it a good Super Bowl performance? Yay, nay, maybe say. Let's get into it after the intro. 1. So, by now, I'm pretty sure that y'all have all seen the Kendrick halftime performance. I want to talk about, was it a good showing? Was it a good show for a rapper to be on that stage? So, let's talk about it a little bit. When it comes to live performances, especially speaking from an artist perspective myself, I can tell you how tough it is from a big level to a small level and an intermediate level to get on that stage to perform your art and your talent in front of people who aren't going to appreciate it as much as you do. So kudos to anybody who gets on that stage and performs at the highest of professionalism. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's really tough to get up and share your gift and your craft and your passion in front of somebody just to have them ridicule your life's work, especially when you put time and effort into it. So let's just get that out the way first and foremost. Secondly, I want to talk about, was it a good Super Bowl halftime show? So let's talk about it. When it comes to halftime shows, we've had some terrible halftime shows. We've had some amazing halftime shows and a few in between. Obviously, everyone always refers to Michael Jackson, Prince, Lady Gaga, and Beyonce as being the standard of top 4 performances. A lot of people like to throw Rihanna in there, but when she did her Super Bowl performance, she was pregnant, so her mobility was limited and in the things that she could and could not do. So the choreography and the background dancers and the cinematography had to carry a lot of the performance for her. So in that instance, we're grading everything on a curve, right? Because you're dealing with an audience who is not familiar with the culture. You have to understand that at a Super Bowl event, you have people there who probably don't even pay attention to football, who are just there because they can go. They've alienated the fans to such a degree and such a point of where normal, everyday, casual fans cannot afford to go to a game. Standing room only tickets, $6,000, $8,000 for a nosebleed seat, $50,000 to sit on the 50-yard line. Like, it's ridiculous, right? So the average person can't go. Well, how does that tie into the Kendrick performance? Because the average hip-hop fan, the average rap fan can't go either. So you have people at these events who are millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, tycoons, all those different kind of things, who aren't tapped into the culture, aren't tapped into rap, they're not tapped into football, they're just there because they can be, right? So when it comes to music and what is displayed on that stage, it kind of reminds me of the Andre 3000 line from Hey Ya with Outkast when he said, y'all don't hear me, you just want to dance. And I've heard so many people say, I want to turn my brain off. I just want to dance. I just want to get down with it. Ain't nobody trying to think at no Super Bowl. Ain't nobody trying to think at no Super Bowl halftime show. Like, just give us the hits, give us some dancing chicks and all this other kind of stuff so we can get on with our day. And Kendrick breaks the mold of what it is that a Super Bowl halftime show was supposed to be. I had a lot of people in my DMs, I had a lot of people in my messages asking me, did I understand the halftime show? Did I get the halftime show? What was it about? What did it mean? The symbolisms, the psychological nuances of what the performance actually was. And I'm telling you right now, he laid so many seeds down with what it was supposed to be and the goal and the angle that he was intending to shoot for. I love the Uncle Sam approach with Samuel L. Jackson, narrating throughout and giving us this theme of, hip-hop music, rap music is too loud, too brash, too ghetto. Do you know how to play this game? What are you doing? Get back to it. If you play this song, I'm going to deduct one life, and all these other kind of things. And the stage being symbolism for a PlayStation controller, the X, the square, the triangle, the circle. Him loading at the beginning of the show, and it's saying game over at the end when he performs TV off. It's so many psychological nuances in that show that breaks the mold of what a Super Bowl halftime is supposed to be. We've had some terrible halftime performances. I remember I thought Maroon 5 was going to kill it at the halftime show. Turns out that, wasn't that impressive. Everyone wanted to see Lil Wayne on that Super Bowl stage, but the cultural relevance of what Kendrick Lamar meant to the culture this past year, there was no way that Jay-Z and those people and those execs were not going to have him on that stage because of the relevancy that he had and the connection that he had with the culture. It was only fit and it was only right to have him on that Super Bowl stage. Now, the messaging I thought was very nuanced, very good, right? But one thing that stood out to me, this man started his Super Bowl set with an unreleased track, and I thought that was just beautiful because I love the way he rapped it. The one thing that I would say about the production level, I love the cinematography of everything. I love how everything was shot and layered out to where you could understand it and digest it for the camera. I'm not sure if that translated as well live in the building, so I wonder how that came across. But on TV, it looks amazing. I love the way they translated it. I also wish that the microphones were turned up a little bit higher. Like if they can go from level 1 to 10, then I wish maybe they would have turned Kendrick and SZA's mics up maybe a notch more, maybe just a little bit, just to get the full vibe and effect of what they were saying. But I understood it perfectly. One stick out line that he has in his unreleased track that he opened up the Super Bowl show with, he said, and I love this line. The line was so good I had to write it down. He says,
"We go body for body, I hand you a body, I'm probably a better masseuse. Really don't bother nobody what they running by me if I got to clear out the room. You would not get the picture if I had to sit you for hours in front of the Louvre. When I have a soul, even if I told you to stand next to Johnny and Q.
You will not get the picture if I get to sit you for hours in front of the Louvre. The Louvre being the one of the world's most famous museums in Paris, with the giant pyramid, and the Louvre being underground. That's the museum that holds the Mona Lisa in it. But I thought that was such a beautiful line, and it illustrates how the divide is and how the culture is when it comes to this Super Bowl performance and when it comes to Kendrick in general, right? Because just that line, you will not get the picture if I get to sit you for hours outside of the Louvre. It's just such a powerful line to show that I could illustrate it for you. I could paint you a perfect picture. I could tell you this is what it means. And for some reason, there's such a disconnect between cultures that your stupid brain won't get it. It just will not connect. And I thought it was such a powerful line for him to say that and to open up with that intro. Of course, if it was me, I probably wouldn't have changed too much about the selection of the songs. I love that he closed out the set with Not Like Us and TV Off. I thought that was very powerful, teasing whether or not he was going to do it, and then him actually doing it at the end of the set. I love that. But I would have opened my set on top of the GNX. You know what song I would have opened with?
Take off the fabricate streams and the microwave meme is a real world outside. Take off the idols. Take off the runway. Take off the Cairo. Take off the Central Pay. 5 days, they did put a mill in the fire. Take off the front flag. Take off the lace front. Take off the cap with the eye patch. Take off the unlord. Take off the unsure. Take off decisions. I lag.
I would have opened with with N95. I love that song. I think it's a perfect intro, and I also think that it's a perfect way to get the crowd hyped and into it. But that wasn't Kendrick's goal. He wasn't going for that. His whole goal was about messaging. He released a song last year before the Super Bowl called Watch the Party Die, where he's not impressed by the fame. He's not impressed by getting more followers and getting more likes and getting more listeners. He already has that. Now it's to the point of where I'm trying to give you a message, and whether you get it or not, you're gonna get it, because that's what I'm here for. And it's funny because it also teaches us a lesson about sticking to our guns and actually not bending or breaking under pressure. A lot of times when it comes to us as artists, it's so hard to get on a stage in front of people and perform songs and to release music and to have albums come out where they're 15, 16, 17, 18 tracks long, sometimes 20 tracks long, all for somebody to listen to a snippet or 10 seconds of it and say that your album is trash. I put my life on the line for this music. I put my blood, sweat, and my tears into this music, my pain, my heart, and my soul into this music, all for somebody like you who will never display their talent, who probably doesn't even have a talent, for somebody who loves to hate on anything that anybody else does because you don't have the courage or the balls to get up on stage and do it yourself. You're willing to criticize my work and say that it's trash. But I'm the one that has enough courage and heart to put my soul on the line to make sure that you get something that's entertaining and digestible. Man, screw you, dog. Like, anybody that has anything to say about somebody's art and somebody's talent, they don't even deserve to be subjected to it, but they're gonna get this work anyway. And that's what I love about the message of the Super Bowl halftime show. I would say that all in all, as a rap performance, because it's so hard for hip hop to translate to the masses simply because it's such a disconnect in cultures, I would say for me being a hip hop fan, for me being an artist, and for the limitations of what a rapper can do, because rappers aren't dancers, right? Rappers aren't really down with choreography like that, right? We rap, that's what we do. So for a rapper to be the first to headline that stage as a hip hop artist and to put on that type of a performance, I think if I'm judging it as a rap show, as a hip hop show, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I think it was as perfect can be. I think that from a rapper's perspective, that's about as perfect of a hip hop show that you can do on that stage. Here's where I want to talk about judging it as a Super Bowl halftime show. If I'm judging it as a Super Bowl halftime show, the glitz, the glamour, where's the spectacle, the awe, the whimsicalness, people are looking for a show. They want to be entertained. If I'm judging it unbiasedly, if I'm judging it unapologetically, if I'm judging it based on not only being a hip hop fan, but as somebody who can understand the argument of I just want to be entertained, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 as a halftime show. As a rap show, as a hip hop show, I think that is damn near as perfect of a show as you could put on in his position. I think he did an excellent job at executing the message and getting that out. From the standpoints of a Super Bowl show, the glitz, the glamour, the changing of platforms, the fireworks, all these different things, I would give it a 7 out of 10 for a Super Bowl halftime show. That's my final grade for it. It's nowhere near the best. It's nowhere near the worst Super Bowl performance. It's right there in the middle. It gets a solid B+. I think no more than that. I think that's a very generous grade for what he delivered. But I love the concept. I love the messaging. I love what was translated. I think that it's a huge step in the right direction for hip hop, for rap, and the fact that people marginalize it and look down on it as a subgenre and not just a genre in general, because it is an art form. It's an expression that we convey, that we get across. I think that that's as perfect of a show that you could throw in that position. So, needless to say, I don't want this to be too long. I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about music, culture, and lifestyle, and to break down what I thought of the Kendrick Super Bowl halftime show. I thought it was really good. I thought that the pop out show that he did last year was better, but then again, that is a hip hop show, not a Super Bowl halftime show. There's a huge difference. I think he's done a lot better shows. I think his Amazon Prime show that he did was amazing. I can't wait to see Kendrick live. Hopefully I can go to the St. Louis show. We'll see how those dates playing out. I'm looking really forward to that, so we'll see how that goes. But he's going on a world tour. It's going to be very interesting to see how these things develop going forward when it comes to black artists being on that stage. But at the end of the day, I thought the set list was good. I thought that the cinematography and the choreography was excellent. I thought that he did a really good job of his breath control. You could tell that he was sweating. That stage is massive. And I think he did as good of a job as you can ask for a rapper to do in that position. But it just goes to show you that we're all in this thing together when I talk about music, culture, and lifestyle. Just like I say in one of my songs, to all artists involved, major, indie, or small, will you help build the wall or watch it crumble and fall? What will you do with the platform and the position that you have? Because just the way that Kendrick stuck to his guns and did what it was that he was supposed to deliver and convey in that moment, what will you do when the lights are on bright, when you have the microphone in your hand, when the stage is set for you? What are you going to bring to the table? And I think all of us as artists need to recognize and realize that, because this isn't just entertainment, it's release therapy. And when we get on these stages and on these platforms and we have the microphone in our hands and the lights are on bright, the stage is set and people are watching and listening, what are we going to do with the opportunities that we've been presented with and given? And I think this was the message that Kendrick was trying to push forth on the Super Bowl halftime show. So like I said, to wrap things up, I give it a 9.5 out of 10 as a rap show. I think he did excellent. As a Super Bowl halftime show, I'll give it a 7 out of 10, a B plus, somewhere in that area. And I think it's just a lesson and a testament to us as artists as well of what we're going to do when our opportunity comes, no matter how big or small or intermediate. What will we do when the opportunity presents itself and we have our messages to convey? Something to think about going forward. Let me go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I know I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but I've been just going through a couple of things, getting over a cold, kind of doing some managerial interview process things, also working on music. Look forward to the album coming soon. Can't wait to release a date for y'all. Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be updated on the latest and greatest content. And until next time, in the next video, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace and one love. Also, as a sidebar and a caveat, I also wanted to add a little bit of context into what he was trying to convey on that stage, because his lyrics in All the Stars with SZA was so profound, and I think it's something that needs to be highlighted, because not only the whole "they not like us" thing being not just about a racial divide, but a cultural divide. If you know, you know. If you have it, you have it. If it's in you, it's in you. If not, then it's not. But also on All the Stars, the lyrics that he spits are so profound from the Black Panther soundtrack a while back. And I wanted to just touch on these lyrics because this perfectly encapsulates what it is that he's saying about people, how fickle people are, how they'll congratulate you and say they love you to your face, but talk about you behind closed doors. Check these lyrics out.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a morgue, bring a sword, but you can't bring the truth to me. Bumping you on all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence. promises all in your conversation. I hate those that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story, you endorsing. I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. Of smart percentage who I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning.
That is chef's kiss writing when it comes to hip hop. Beautiful.